Last night, St. James Park witnessed one of those moments that shakes every fan. Drama, a sending off, an almost epic comeback, and in the end, a defeat that revealed something far bigger than the scoreline. Newcastle didn't just leave without points against Liverpool. They carried a series of problems that could change the course of the season. What seemed like just another game turned into a red alert for Eddie Howe and his team. Before we get to the crucial point of this story, I invite you to join our community here on the channel. If you're a passionate Newcastle fan, subscribe now and help this space grow even more. Your subscription makes all the difference, allowing us to bring exclusive, detailed news like this, going far beyond what traditional media delivers. On Monday night, St. James Park hosted a match that started evenly but quickly became a test of endurance. Newcastle saw Anthony Gordon sent off in the first half, leaving the team numerically disadvantaged against a confident and dangerous Liverpool. The scoreline unfolded cruelly. Gravenberch and Iketik opened the lead, what seemed like the start of a rout, but the spirit of the Magpies, as always, did not fade. It was in this atmosphere of resilience that Bruno Guimaraes offered the first glimmer of hope, and William Osula, coming off the bench, reignited the crowd's spirit. The stadium's atmosphere shifted and the dream of a comeback grew. However, in stoppage time, a 16-year-old Rio Ngumoha showed impressive maturity and sealed the visitors' victory. The blow was hard, but the defeat itself was not the biggest issue of the night for Eddie Howe and his squad. What really cast a shadow over the mood was the series of news that arrived with the final whistle, an injury crisis threatening to destabilize the team at a crucial point of the season. Sandro Tonali left the field in severe pain, Joe Linton also couldn't continue, and Fabian Schär suffered a concussion that will force the club to follow strict protocols. Added to this, Gordon's suspension and the uncertainty around Alexander Isak create a worrying scenario far beyond the Liverpool defeat. According to Eddie Howe, speaking to beIN Sports, the mood in the dressing room was one of absolute frustration. To come away with nothing, besides injuries, suspensions, and concussions, is a very bad day, said the manager. He highlighted that Tonali was in a lot of pain and that caution is required, while Joe Linton still needs detailed assessments. In Schär's case, the Premier League concussion protocol will keep him sidelined temporarily, regardless of his immediate recovery. If you follow Newcastle closely, you know how vital these players are for the team's performance. Tonali sets the rhythm in midfield, Joe Linton is the tireless engine in transitions, and Schär provides defensive solidity. Losing all three at once is a huge blow. That's why this news needs to reach every fan. So, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take a moment to subscribe now. That way, you won't miss any details about these players' recoveries and the club's next steps. As if that wasn't enough, the issue also affects the attacking line. Alexander Isak, the striker and key figure in the squad, continues to be at the center of an off-field saga. According to beIN Sports, the forward is reportedly unhappy and may even be trying to push for a transfer to Liverpool. The Magpies management, recognizing the seriousness of the situation, sent representatives to the player's home to persuade him to stay in Eddie Howe's squad. Isak's absence was felt clearly against Liverpool, particularly in the first half, when Newcastle had good chances to take the lead. Young William Osula showed promise and scored his goal, but it's still too early to place the responsibility of leading the attack on his shoulders. The uncertainty surrounding Isak adds another layer of unpredictability to an already injury-hit squad. Howe, known for his composure in interviews, this time showed concern. He stated he hopes for positive news but acknowledges that the current situation requires quick adjustments. The next fixture, against Leeds United, will be a test of resilience. Without Tonali, Joe Linton, Schär and Gordon, and with Isak in doubt, Newcastle's lineup could bring surprises. It's not just the team that needs to unite. The supporters play a crucial role too. The stands at St. James Park have always been known as a cauldron, and Eddie Howe knows that unwavering support can turn a tough game into an epic story. But for fans to stay well informed and engaged, it's essential to follow updates from reliable sources. Here on the channel, you get all this information in depth and with clarity. The injury crisis is serious, but it's not the first time Newcastle has faced adversity. Since the arrival of the new management and Howe, the club has shown a different mentality, not to be shaken by obstacles. The path so far has already been full of challenges, and this phase will demand even more unity. Sources close to the club confirm that the medical team is working intensively to speed up player recoveries. Additionally, there's the expectation that some youth players might get opportunities. Osula has already shown potential, and names like Lewis Miley could gain game time to cover midfield absences. This move may be risky, but it also represents a chance to reveal new talents who could establish themselves in the first team. What's clear after this defeat is that Newcastle cannot afford to lose any more key players. The Premier League doesn't wait, and every point dropped could matter at the end of the season. At the same time, the pressure on Eddie Howe increases, as he will need to find creative solutions to keep the team competitive despite so many absences. According to beIN Sports, the mood in the dressing room is cautious but also determined. Howe has repeatedly stated that he believes in collective strength and that even without some stars, the team can overcome this moment. This mindset will be crucial, especially as the schedule holds challenging fixtures in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, the fans remain divided between anxiety and hope. The loss of key players is worrying, but Newcastle's recent history shows that the club has the capacity to surprise. Every time the team steps onto the pitch, there's the possibility of an unforgettable new chapter. And that's the beauty of football. Its unpredictability keeps everyone on edge. In conclusion, it's clear that Newcastle is going through a delicate but not insurmountable moment. Injuries, suspensions, and uncertainties are part of the game. But unity between the club, supporters, and players can turn this scenario into another test of resilience. The season still holds many battles, and the Magpies have the grit needed to face them. And if you want to continue following everything closely from player recoveries to Alexander Isak's movements, subscribe to the channel right now. Here you'll always get the latest information, detailed analysis, and no fluff. This story is far from over, and you won't want to miss the next chapters.